Good evening and welcome to Bull Market Stock Show. This is your host Rian Thompson, and we're actually gonna do two things actually basically tonight. One is actually to do with actually the new home sales of the United States. That although it was not important news, but the big thing is it actually moved the market later on, especially now. You could actually see it on the indexes, especially the Dow Jones and the Nasdaq, that they're actually going down. And that for me says something that that literally the home sales did actually give something away, where basically the market is actually going down based on that. On the other thing is the crude oil inventories. It was one hell of a drawback that is actually was there. Crude oil inventories actually came out quite terrible and shows that the United States it still actually the United States need actually some fuel, quite a lot of it, because there was actually a drawback of about 2.5 million barrels. And the forecast there, it was something about, I'm actually going to share my screen with you. The forecast was at around, just actually getting there, it was actually that there would be a 0.5, 0.7%. Previously was at 4.3%. And then there was expected to be at 2.5%. So the expectation was actually at 0.7%, and then the actual came out at a negative number at 2.5%. So, which means that's why the oil prices actually went up at about 114. The crude oil inventories that went up. That is actually one hell of a concern. It could actually push or has the potential to push oil prices actually further upwards. It can actually move towards 15,115, maybe to 1120, I'm not sure. But there's also another meeting of the OPEC Plus members, although Russia denies the whole story, where they actually say that OPEC Plus members are going to pump more oil out, and that might put pressure on the oil price. That could happen. They are not sure. The Russians said there was no meeting for the OPEC Plus meeting, which Russia is a member of. And so there is no agreement that there will be more oil coming from the OPEC Plus members. The thing is, the United States is under heavy pressure because of this news here that came out of 4 o'clock. Although not important based on the calendar, crude oil inventories, it actually came out at 2.5 million. And that's why the oil prices actually start to climb. Now, there's still a lot of question marks regarding will OPEC Plus members pump more oil, but I'm honestly not sure with that. There was actually some speculation that I think it's Amarok from Saudi Arabia. They're going to pump more oil out, but that is also in the pipeline. For now, the oil prices are actually very aggressive, and it actually has a lot of mood swings. It goes up and down all over the show. So for now, it's at 114. And it looks like oil prices can go further up due to that news from the United States that there is actually a shortfall of 2.5 million barrels. And on the other side, the oil-rich United States don't come actually up as what expected to pump more oil up. Now, if you look at the Nasdaq and the Dow Jones, that doesn't look pretty at all. Although not much now. They are down actually. The US 30 is down with surely 1%. Nasdaq is also down to 0.8%. Nasdaq is down with a 0.83%. Now, that is also after that whole oil price story came out. And there was another thing that came out, the new home sales. Once the new home sales came out, this was the one here. The new home sales came out, although it's yellow news, this is on Forex Factory. It's 772,000 houses, and the forecast was at 809. And this is actually a big miss here for the new home sales. That actually resulted into this. Now, here's the big issue. The bond market, or the bond yields, starts to drop. That was just after that news that the new home sales are actually coming down. The new home sales are coming down. That's why the yields are actually going down. That was not after that news. I thought the yields would go up further because of the oil price, because the oil price was pushing up, and I thought the yields would go further up. People were selling their bonds. But it looks like people are now starting to buy bonds, and this is actually quite a huge jump from 0.08. It actually, now that that the yields are actually coming down. This is actually one hell of a story here. Even in the UK, the bonds in the UK is also going down, and that is actually quite a story, because that means that money is flying into this bond market, and that can result into a stronger US dollar. That could actually spike up the US dollar. The moment the bond yield starts to drop, then you have money flying out. People are buying, actually, sorry, when the bond yield starts to drop, it means that people buy bonds, and that means that money goes into US dollars. That could lead to the US dollar to go up. Very funny, not very funny, but what's in line is actually the commodities, especially when it comes to gold. Gold is going absolutely nowhere. Gold has been sitting there at 1937. I sold it I think it was on Monday or Tuesday. I sold it. It went down to about 1920. It went back up again. It was sitting at 1937, but gold is going absolutely nowhere. What normally happens, if people go into the bond market, buy bonds, gold goes down, equities go down, and then your currency actually goes up. That is now the US dollar that I'm referring to. Because I think that has more to do with the comments that comes in with Jerome Powell, where he actually said that he will start to raise interest rates quite aggressively. When that is the case, then you have bond yields going down, US dollar up, gold down, indexes actually going down. So your bond yields, when that comes down, that means that the indexes will go down, US dollar strong, gold price also down. Now then I will see actually, will that story happens tomorrow. If the bond market, or I would say the bond yields, continue to slide down, then it means we might get a stronger dollar. And when a stronger dollar, you will get the gold price or commodities going down, indexes also that will go down. And the other one is your cryptos. Cryptos was actually trading a bit flat. It's again in the red. But they were very stable today. They went actually nowhere. This is actually quite a surprise to me why Bitcoin, Ethereum, although it went up yesterday, Bitcoin, Ethereum, your more stable coins, you would expect them to go up quite aggressive with all this inflation story. Although it did happen yesterday, but I was looking more of a continuation of it. But it doesn't actually move in that direction. That for me is actually very, very strange. Although there's other coins that actually goes up, but I expected the big drivers, Ethereum and Bitcoin, to go up even further, especially when inflation is a scare. But it looks like people are also following this bond yield story. Because the bond yields are falling, it means the dollar is strong. People are going in for safety. That's why they're buying bonds, US bonds. And that might be the story why Bitcoin and Ethereum actually went down today. So my thing is for tomorrow. You have to watch actually at this one. You don't have to understand the whole entire story. Excuse me. You don't have to understand the whole story. Once you see this bugger here under bonds, this is now trading economics. Once you see this bugger continues to drop, then you go take a look at what the hell is going on here at the dollar index. If this one starts to climb, to increase, because that is a normal phenomenon that happens. Bond yield starts to drop, the dollar starts to increase, and then your commodity starts to drop. So please don't forget that one. That normally moves in a straight line. Bond yields go down, dollar goes stronger, and that is where your commodities go down. Your indexes, NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, the DAX, they all go down when the US dollar are trading stronger. So that will be my theory for tomorrow. If nothing happens, because look, it's not that inflation is coming down in the US, and obviously oil prices are still very high, so it looks like inflation will be there for quite a long time, and they need to be serious to drive down inflation. There's a lot of Federal Reserve members that are talking. Bullard was talking. I think Mester was also talking. They all talk about a 50 basis point hike. That is now in the next meeting. For me, I'm not sure is that already priced in, but we will have to see what will be the results tomorrow. will the bond yields continue to slide down? If that is the case, we will see a stronger dollar tomorrow. So that is it from my side for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed today's show. And then I will see you guys tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Please don't forget the radio show. It's at 10 o'clock. Please log in there, because there I give also some signals of what I will do for the day when it comes to trading. So it's on Mixler. The link is below. Click on it, register, and wait for me for tomorrow at 10 o'clock. And then I give you all my information of what I will do for the trading day. That's it from my side. See you guys tomorrow at 10. Bye-bye.